Crank 'em up.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is episode 40 of Chasin Tails. We got a little bit to talk about. Not much, but we're going to touch some subjects, see what we got going on tonight. Brandon can't be with us. He says he's a little too busy trying to get things done and organized and catch up on some things. So, he's taking a little breather, but we'll lock it down, see what we got going. So what we got tonight, boys? Episode 40.
Yeah, just some, I don't know, call it housekeeping, man.
Housekeeping. All right. I'm going to give you
I mean,
some
there's
updates.
been some, we've seen some boat updates a little bit recently. We kind of already touched on some of them. The GP79 got repainted. I don't know. I saw some people say it looks the exact same. I think it looks a little bit way different. I don't know the way I see it. Wasn't the whole back checkered before?
It's like the front was checkered, the back was checkered. Seriously, when I saw the thing, I was like, "Ain't nothing changed." It looks the same.
See it. To me, it looks
the
different.
same.
I don't know.
But looking at it, it did change. And Alex up there, she does a phenomenal job painting boats. I mean, you look at everything she painted, it looks great. She does everything by hand, everything airbrushed. She does not use any stickers. It's all done by hand. She's phenomenal. I mean, before this, up in Canada, you had a guy named Dez who was phenomenal at painting, and he hasn't really produced anything lately, and she took over that role, and she does a great job. I mean, if you look at it, the detail, like, I bet you if you go up towards that black, it probably looks like carbon fiber or something. She does really
I don't know
good.
if you'd be able to see it in this picture. Oh yeah, you kind of can.
Yeah, see, it looks like carbon fiber. I mean, and that's all her. That's not like, oh, let's put a sticker on it and clear coat over it. That's hand done. That's awesome.
Yeah.
She does really good.
What else? What was the other one we were going to talk about?
I don't know. You sent me a text and I got yelled at because I didn't look at it.
Grant's boat?
Yeah, Liddycoat's boat. Hasn't been finished yet, but that thing's red.
Red.
She's
So
real red.
they're copying the E55. Looks like the E55.
It really does.
Yeah, those two might be tough to tell.
I know. No, that's good. He did a lot of work on that. I mean, there was paint job after paint job on that thing. And
been working on it for months.
Yeah, I mean, Scott does a great work. He's a great craftsman at what he does, and everything's perfect, close to perfect, if not perfect, when he does it. So now he just needs to give that old trailer some love.
Yeah,
that trailer.
If we see anything like unique with the boat, like.
I mean, someone could correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm 90% sure that trailer was under the Cinetime 20 years ago. Yeah. That trailer's been around, and that's been with that boat for I don't know how long. Ronnie Thompson had that boat. That trailer was under it, and then obviously Gary, and then now them. But that looks good. Looks good, nice and polished and.
Saw another one today. Let me see if I can find
it. It's another 350, right?
Yeah. Stefan.
The 4? Was it the 4? Yeah. I like it. It's nice and it's simple. I love simple paint jobs.
Yeah.
You got that, nice, Kyle? I haven't seen that one.
Do you already have it pulled up?
I was asking you if you did.
I'm working on it. It's not posted on his page. Must have been posted somewhere else. I like the paint job on it, though. It was cool, like Bob said. It's a simple one, but colorful. The one on it last year was gnarly.
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever get to see that one in person, Bob?
Which one?
That boat last year, the teal with the flames on it.
No.
It was a bright boat, man. I mean, I'm sure you can see it on the stream just fine, but.
No, I gotta say HRL. I mean, I'm not just trying to say HRL is the best, but HRL the people up there, they dump some money into paint jobs, man.
Hell yeah, they do.
They 90% of boats up there have some pretty sweet paint jobs with airbrush and all that good stuff. And
This was your job, Bob. Are there any boats for sale that you know of?
boats for sale.
Yeah.
I guess the Miss Madison was for sale. That's a sore subject. We'll just leave that
27 just got dropped off. Was it today?
Which one's 27?
The
Wiggins.
newest one. Wiggins.
The
boat?
what?
The
Wiggins?
newest one, the one that Wiggins ran last year.
Oh yeah. They just got the Apollo out there. The Apollo just received the Apollo.
Yeah, that's true.
For sailboats,
I think
No,
GP8's
I mean-
still for sale, right?
yeah, you got Eric Christensen's GP for sale. You have, I believe it's still for sale. The Dog Nasty, the one before their Henderson, that's for sale and it's dirt cheap. And I said if anyone wants to go run 350 for under $25,000 and go have some fun, they could contact them, get the old Dog Nasty. I believe Carruthers has a 350 for sale, 350 engine. So you can have a boat, trailer, engine for sale, all under $25,000. You might need to just do a little bit of work, but I think for under 25 grand, you can go 350 racing, and that's with a decent boat. I mean, it's not like
I mean,
it's going
much?
to be
I have no idea what a boat costs. How much do you think it costs to put new sponsors on that thing?
new sponsors on that thing. I think $15,000, $20,000.
Just ask
20,
Joe
20 I
Les.
say 20. I want to say $20,000. I could be wrong, but Bert can't get resin from what I hear. So,
That's
yeah.
That's it though. I don't think I've seen many boats for sale, unfortunately.
There's boats sitting. There's boats for sale. I know 1 liter mod Jeff Maurer has a boat for sale. If anyone's looking, I believe if it's the right one, I believe it is Joe Sovi's 1 liter mod that he put together years ago, and then the Maurer family bought it. They have that for sale. I'm not sure what comes with it. I know you get the boat, the gearbox. I'm not sure if there's engines or not.
The 44, or was it just?
Yeah, I think it's 44. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's red and white. That's for sale. It takes 10 minutes to dig, and we could probably find way more for sale. I believe the old A23 geezer boat, 2.5 mods for sale.
Yeah.
That's going for a really good price. I believe low to mid 20s. And if you want to go that boat, if you would buy brand new from Bert, that engine, Esslinger, brand new, the whole setup, you would easily probably be paying $70,000-$80,000. And this thing is going for mid 20s to low 20s or something like that. Something ridiculous low amount. You could buy that geezer boat, the A23, put it on the water and go beat 95% of the boats out there. Actually, last year probably would have been the most dominant 2.5 mod out there. I mean, it is fast. It is fast. So anyone's looking for 2.5, there's a 1 liter mod for sale. If you're looking,
Couple 2.5.
couple 2.5s, 2.5 mod. There's 350s, a couple 350s for sale. So, and GP. And I'm pretty sure if you want to go GNH or National Mod Racing, all you have to do is ask the people who's had the boat stuck in the garage for the past 10 years and haven't came out. So.
Talking West Coast, I know Carson Kelly's going to be switching to the boat Haley Ray was driving.
Yep.
Is his boat going to be up for sale? The boat he was driving? I don't know who. I know that was Strong.
I'm not sure. I believe Strong Racing owns that. So
I think so.
Knowing Daryl Strong, I think I don't
Bo
see him
just get
selling
someone
it.
else in the boat.
I see
Find
him
somebody
trying to
else
get
to put
another
in it.
kid involved. Yeah, just get another kid involved. And I mean that
That's
class, the class out there is I believe was the 1.5 stock was the biggest class out west all season. So
Yeah,
that's pretty
That's
sweet.
awesome.
That's what we need. We need to get that young blood in here. We need to help grow the sport. And what better than kids that are young, enthusiastic about the sport, and that's what we need.
Yeah,
Can't beat it.
no doubt. No doubt.
Taylor Evans said he's not going to be able to make it tonight. This is episode 40, and he's not going to be able to make it tonight. I don't,
Lame.
if you're the crew chief of the Bucket List Racing U40 and you can't make it on the Chasin Tails podcast of the 40th episode, what are you doing with your life? What are you doing? It's all right. He's probably in his orange snuggie. He literally has an orange snuggie, guys. I was told today. Sorry, Tay Tay. Cat's out of the bag. You can blame TJ Serwinski for telling me that one. So anyway,
Yeah.
I believe the Unlimited guys, they are having a competition meeting going over rules and stuff. I mean,
I think
Are
it's
the
needed.
rules completely separate from APBA?
yeah, they need to mix it up a little bit. Like, you want to make it more challenging. Open it up. You can enter the race course on front and back stretch. Anywhere
I
on
think
the
you
front
can,
stretch.
can't you?
Not no. But open it up to where you can enter anywhere on the front stretch. That'll get these guys parking up so early that anyone from the outside can get a good run and still win. That's how you gotta mix it up.
Well, it's
Throw
kind of
out the
weird
rule
right now
book,
because
bob and
they
weave.
got the minute and a half buoy, which is just the start finish line, which is effectively it's not their score up. Well, I guess it is their score up, but
Yeah, I'm not too current with the unlimited rules. I just know there's no 80-mile-an-hour rule anymore, and I do hear that there's rumors that they're going to establish lanes. That's the rumor though. That's a rumor. So don't hold me against it, or hold it against me, or whatever. But I could be wrong.
Could possibly anger some people, but also make some people pretty happy.
yeah.
Hey, you know what? You can't please everyone.
You need change.
You know what you got to do. I don't care who's going to be happy, who's going to be mad. You got to do what's better for the show. You need a good show. Now, I'm not saying oh, you need to go assign lanes. I'm not saying you need to go fighting for lanes. I'm just saying you need to revamp something to make it the show better for the fans, especially if you're only going to have 6 or 7 unlimiteds.
Well, you saw Hydro News' post the other day, right?
Dude, they got so much news out. I think I read so much. It was like day after day after day with Madison news. I'm like, I got to turn it off of my notifications. I'm like, I can't just keep reading about Madison.
It was basically a self-written article about like what H1 needs to work on, and like he threw out ideas. I don't think he was necessarily saying like this is what they need to do, but I don't know. It was an interesting read. Comments were even better.
Look, Eddie Canfu said, draw the starting procedure out of a hat to start the weekend. That's what I'm talking about. Spice it up a little bit.
That'd be fun, man.
Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
I think here's my thing. If they did try assign lanes, and people that argue, oh, we don't need to do that, whatever. H1 has changed how many things in the last 10 years, 5 years even? Like how many times have rules changed? It's like every year, right?
Yeah.
Something changes. Why not?
You gotta constantly keep adjusting to make your show better.
Just give it a go. Try the assigned lanes thing. If it doesn't work, change it.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's unlimited. They're going to do what they want, and hopefully it's good for all around, for the show, for the racers, the spectators, everything. I mean, I don't care what they do. What they need to do, get together, collectively figure out what it would take to get these garage unlimiteds out and get some sunshine for a change. I mean, you got to get Bardish out. You got to get I think it's the Schumacher's boat out, the yellow one out west.
I think that one's supposed to run this year, the 37.
What's that?
I think that one's supposed to run this year. That's the one that Brent Hull's supposed to drive.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't heard what races they committed to. I mean, I just heard that they want to come out now.
Yeah. Hopefully they can bring that one out.
And you know what? O'Farrell's got to bring their boat out. They got to get Gunner some more seat time, get him some more comfortable in that thing. And I heard a rumor that Gunnar O'Farrell thinks I got something against him. I got something, anything against you, boo boo. You do you. You're a cool dude. So yeah, they need to come out more. I mean, that's a good boat. Get him more seat time, and I think it'd be really good to watch. But like, yeah, get Bardish out. Someone needs to buy the U3 and throw that ancient dinosaur out, piston powered engine away. I mean, that thing is breaking, popping, and farting all the time. Yeah, it might had a couple of heats where it showed some true potential, but more times out of 10, it had issues. So I got to put a turbine in that thing and get it going.
H1 ran
Eddie-
assigned lanes in
Yeah.
09, 10. 2009 was one of the tightest seasons I can think of. Came down to the final heat.
Try it again. See what happens.
Yeah, I don't know how many.
If it sucks, just change it.
I do hear that Bardish might be coming out with a boat this year. They have one, I think, that's close to being race ready. I believe they have another one that could be race ready, but I think he's got like three unlimited sitting in his shop, and I'm not sure.
Yeah, Connor said 10 at the 10 and the 7.
Connor only speculates. He doesn't know. Simmer down, Connor.
We did have that. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna move on to something else.
Oh,
People were still saying
move
something
on
about
then.
this.
Move on.
We had that Honda meeting for the HRL series last night. Like I told you earlier, I got synopsises every like 20 minutes on what was going on. Because it was mostly a lot of back and forth in French. Eddie, you can correct me if I'm wrong, or anybody else that was there, because again, I don't totally understand motor shit as it is, and when it's in French, it's almost impossible. But I don't think anything is really changing from what was established before. I think the majority of it sounded like being more specific in the rule book, not necessarily changing anything about the rules, but adding additional information or being more specific on regulations and measurements. Again, if anybody heard something that I didn't or did not understand, please feel free to comment or
one of my
but
not about the Honda rules, but my favorite thing about HRL rulebook, it's not really a rule book, it's online, it's not a book, but it says at the bottom, if it does not say it here, you cannot do it. Like that just takes every gray area out of it. Like, oh well, they didn't say this, so I can do this. I'm like, no, if it doesn't say you can do it, don't do it. You're illegal. Like that's it. I like the rule book.
Yeah,
I like the rule book. So,
and again, like I think with the back and forth last night,
holy crap! Travis Johnson just said Dave has the T3, the T5, the U2, U22, U57, and the U13.
Jesus Christ!
All right, H1. This is what you got to do. You got to appease the Dave Bardish because that dude owns more boats than hit the water last year. So appease that man. See what it got to do. Find people to rent unlimiteds from him or something. Jeez.
Yeah.
What is up with our mom getting? It just says Patty Kennedy Hayes is watching.
Dude, I don't know.
Her internet's freaking out. Actually, y'all are on that internet too.
Yeah, my internet's fine.
But I can't believe he has that many boats and he hasn't been out in 5 years, 6 years. Come up off some boats, man. Sell a couple.
Well, again, only 2 of them are close to race ready.
Yeah.
I don't know what any of those boats are. Is the 22 the one that Cal Phipps blew over?
No. Cal Phipps blew over Wiggins.
Oh, okay.
And then
Wiggins brand new.
We cut it up and used some parts, I believe, and
Gotcha.
built a boat.
Gotcha.
Now, Calvin Phibbs, I believe, did used to drive for Bardish. And one year he broke down on the front stretch in Detroit. And then he started floating towards the rocks. So rather than getting hooked up with the boat and getting towed back to the pits, he saw some people curling out near the shoreline, so he hopped off the boat, went up, and asked if he could have some food.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Oh,
blame
he
him.
said he was into 13 when he went over.
Gotcha.
Oh, I thought it was one they rebuilt. Oh, okay.
Huh. So it was one of
22.
them, just the wrong one. I don't know.
Huh,
I'm not that educated
interesting.
on unlimited history. Watched a lot of videos. Don't remember
T3
a
and
lot of it.
T5 and the old U22 are always made to race ready. See, Travis knows everything. Thanks for the info, Trav. Oh, yeah. So Mott Lake is August 8th and 9th. I know they just had a meeting today and everything's looking pretty good. So it's a race in Region 6 here in Michigan.
Yeah.
Boys' hometown race right there.
Whoop, whoop.
Mm-hmm.
So too bad it's up against Topo. So they're going to lose some boats because of that. Topo needs to move or Mott Lake needs to move. One of the two. Need to budge, but
Almost guaranteed Topo's not moving.
no. Nope.
It's all right. It was a good show last year. Hopefully we can bring some more boats out. So they're going
Yeah.
for a record course.
Who is?
Mott.
Who's going? Mott, how's Mott going for a record course?
What do you mean, how are they going for a record course?
It is not wide enough there to run a record course. It's pretty narrow. It's pretty narrow. I mean, if you take Waterford, that record course, and put it in Mott, you'd be running shoreline to shoreline.
Yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of open water that we don't use, though. Like, the whole backstretch is really open.
I haven't really looked. I just know their course is really narrow.
Yeah. I feel like
I
there's a lot
know.
more
They
on the other
figure
side
it
of the
out.
course.
That'd be cool if they could get a record course. I'm not one for. I don't get too excited for records. I mean, I think records are kind of pointless. I mean, you have people who want to chase records, but it's like really like unless your conditions are perfect. I mean, records are. I don't know. I like the whole theory like you go to race, not go try to break records. I mean,
Yeah,
if
you
you
just
break a record,
happen
it's
to
cool,
break
but
records.
yeah.
Yeah. Still on the Honda news, we're
Oh, it is an approved record.
Yeah. Oh, it already is. But try to
Yep.
get the I think the APBA vote here pretty soon, right?
Get the what?
Get the APBA rule proposal to a vote here pretty soon.
Yeah, yeah.
Couple weeks, probably.
The Honda Timmy said Timmy Collins, our inboard racing chairman, he's been diligently going through everything to make sure everything's good. Been working with Brandon and working with Eric April, the HRL engine builder, and with HRL committee to make sure everything's going to be good, and believe they have all the information they need, and it should be going to a vote any day now. So I don't know if they have to specifically have it on a Tuesday or but I know when he calls for it, it has to be a Zoom meeting and they have to call in. And so hopefully they're going to vote on it. I mean, hopefully they do the right thing. If not, there's going to be a lot of 2.5 mods with Hondas in them.
Yeah.
And then you take your biggest class 2.5, and especially out east, you kind of split it in half. If not out east on the East Coast, you lose all your 2.5 stocks except the one. Region 6, you'll have a handful of Fords still. You have a handful of Hondas. Out west, I think you're going to have a few Hondas, a few Hondas. So I don't know. They just take the biggest class and kind of scatter it for a year if they vote no. So
yeah, I mean, you're still gonna get people that vote no just because they don't like it or whatever the reason may be. I mean, I think at this point, after listening to 2 IRC calls and reading all the stuff that Brandon sent our way and that's been sent to the IRC in terms of questions being answered and stuff, I don't really know what else is.
this is again like we said with H1. You got to do what's better for the sport.
No.
Who cares if your friend wants to run a Ford, or if your friend wants to run a Honda? You got to sit back and say, what is best for the sport right now? What can we do? Like, you can't worry about what's in your garage. You can't worry about what your friend wants you to do.
My thing is, at this point, it's already been approved. That's done for 2026. So what is going to benefit your friends so much this year that it justifies shutting it down when so many boats are already prepared to make the switch?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, and I don't like to hear that excuse. Oh, well, boats don't have time to switch before race season. Justin out west, he says he's going to race the first race with the Ford and then switch over for to the Honda for the second race. So, and he's like, he works on it by himself. His wife will jump in and help him at home and stuff here and there. But that's one man that's going to make the switch between races. So I don't want to hear that you can't, that there's not enough time. One year, us with the GP, we ripped out the cell, put a roll cage in, put a cell back in, and went racing the next week, 2 weeks later. Like, come on, if you want to do something, you can get it done. I'm tired of people's excuses. Oh, well, this, oh, well, that. It's like, come on, man. Simmer down.
Also, just run your Ford.
Yeah, or run your Ford. Because guess what? The Ford is still...
It's gonna be fast. If it was, if you were gonna be competitive in the Honda and you have a good Ford that you were comfortable running enough to shut down the vote, then you shouldn't have an issue. Still gonna be fine.
Billy Noonan said, "Why did everyone in 6 change their mind? No one in Region 6 changed their mind."
I don't know, man.
I don't know where you're getting your information.
I think there were a few people that switched over to Honda.
Oh, well, just want to let you know right now. Kreitzer's ordering stuff for Honda. He was totally against the Honda. It's not, and this isn't public news, but I'll say it right now. Al Thompson has a Honda. He's publicly against the Honda, but they have a Honda. So I don't. All these people against the Honda don't want the Honda. Blah blah blah. But main people. 2 people I know are holding out don't have a Honda yet. And that's Monkey out west and Greg Barker. But I mean, these other people who are advocating against it hardcore have Hondas. Al Thompson has Honda.
I mean, some of that's because it did get approved for 2026. Like it's happening one way or the other at this point. And I think that's what my point after the meeting was. And I think listening to that call with Brandon and Eric, and then even I think the one before that, like there were good questions that still needed to be answered. And I think it was good that we got those things out of the way prior to the season. Yeah. But now that they are out of the way.
No, I know some IRC members. I know some IRC members are saying, "Oh, well, what about this? What about that?" This day and age, you can make changes on the fly. I mean, it's not like we have a printed out rule book where you have to send it out, and it's not a big deal anymore. You want to make a change, you have to call an IRC meeting.
350s since they brought them out. Like, is that rule book never changed?
Oh no, I think the rules on 350s have evolved a little bit since the 350 was brought in.
So there you go. And again, like the simple stuff, the questions, like people genuinely just had concerns on how the ECU would work and things like that. Like that's fine. Knowing the answers in advance is always good.
Well, here's my question. Everyone's worried about ECUs. I'm worried about this LS ECU that's unlocked. I mean,
yeah.
With at least with the Honda ECU, if you want to cheat, you go in the engine and try to change some stuff. You're really not gaining anything because the ECU is only allowing you so much fuel. So, but with unlocked ECU, you go in your engine and cheat. You change parameters in your ECU on your LS 350 or whatever LS engine it is, and you'll gain power. I mean, it'll be easy, but it won't be easy with the Honda. You can go in and change this, change that, but that ECU is only going to allow you to do so much because it's a locked ECU.
Yeah. I mean, as much as it's a concern for the LS, I think it's sweet.
What's that?
These people can figure out.
What's the Honda horsepower versus Ford? pretty much, I mean, it all depends on what dyno you go to. I mean, I've heard that some Fords are getting 160 and some Fords are getting 170, 175. The Honda's putting out, I believe, 180, which I might add, this is the closest engine brought in to be towards the current engine. I mean, if you look at the 305, they allowed it to be a 305 mod to run with 350s. 350 is still much faster. When they brought in the two-stroke, I guess supposedly no one ran the two-stroke for years, but when they started, the two-stroke way faster than the engine before it. The Ford was way faster than the 2000. The 2000 was way faster than the Falcon. So to me, this is a no-brainer. I mean, it's close. It's keeping everyone closer in competition. You look what it's done up in HRL with the competition level. It's raised the bar. I mean, it's taken mid-pack boats and let them compete for a third, second place. They might not be the fastest out there, but it's made them way more competitive, which from a spectator standpoint, that's what you need. You want these boats to be closer in speed together. And the great thing about the Honda is it's pretty much a spec engine. You can't go in, you can't change this, can't change that. The bad thing is with the Ford, you can line up 10 carburetors, dyno them, you're going to get numbers all over. You line up 10 lock DCUs, put it on an engine, you're practically going to get the same horsepower every time. So that's a great thing about these Hondas. I mean, you're not going to be wondering like, oh, why is he so much faster? Why is he so much faster? The engine's going to be out of it. You're not going to be questioning the engine. It's going to be your setup, going to be your boat, going to be your driving. So it's going to be more in the driver's hands with this engine. So it's going to turn back to a driver's class because with these Fords, it's gotten away where you can be a great driver, but not doing that good because you got this other guy who's putting out way more horsepower because he knows they got some special carburetor. Because there's ways you can cheat with the carburetor that are undetectable. So, I mean, it's just coming back to a driver's class. So that's going to be the cool thing.
Yeah, I'm excited to see, like, I don't know, races like Decatur, if we can get more boats to Rocky Fork, places like that where you used to see 10 2.5 stocks take the start in a line.
Yeah.
Like, you see that some in HRL, especially with the assigned lanes. And, I think the fighting for lanes messes with that a little bit. But we had some good starts in Caesars Creek last year with 9 boats. And, like, you have 8, 9 boats that are all running effectively the exact same engine and are really just looking at prop and gear combinations and boat setup for differences.
Yeah.
You're going to have a really good show.
Rochelle, how much does the Hall Tech cost? I never looked into that. The IRC approved the LS this year. The Honda, they are calling for a meeting soon, and they'll be voting on it to approve or not approve it for 2025. So we'll see.
Who asked that?
Debbie Welty.
Debbie Welty.
I don't know why I'm not seeing that.
I don't know if she was asking about the LS or she's asking about the Honda, so that's why I threw both out there.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm not seeing those comments.
So what was also the cool thing is, we got a new engine in 350. Got a new engine. We'll hopefully get a new engine this year, if not next year, in 2.5 stock. I just want to rattle some cages right now. There's a rule proposal that needs to be put in now for next year. There's a couple, but I'm only going to touch on this one. I don't want to ruffle too many feathers in one episode, especially not without Brandon. But I really believe the 1 liter mod class and 2.5 stock class need to be combined. I mean, if you look, I mean, the boat numbers for 1 liter mod have dwindled drastically over the past 10 years. I mean, they went from over 21 liter mods to down to, I don't know, you got 2 that run on the East Coast. You got 3 or sometimes 4, 3 or 4 running in Region 6 and 3 or 4 running out West. I mean, if you go against, they should be combined. They should be combined. I mean, I know the 1 liter mods are faster, but the good thing is that the 2.5 stocks to be able to park and get the inside. So the 1 liter mods would have to work to to get that wind to try to go around the outside of them.
Yeah.
But I mean, because you got to think, same size boat. I mean, weight's different, but the reason 1 liter mods are so light is because that two stroke they can't be heavy because they have no bottom end power, so they need to be light to be able to get up and get going. But it would be cool if the Honda isn't approved this year. What's the plan for 35? 35 still going to run Honda. I mean, if they don't approve it, the 35 will just run the races, and I don't know, maybe be limited races in APBA. I'm not sure, but I mean, you can count the Cater out. I won't go to Cater. That's a title event. So I mean, it kind of be pointless to go to run 2.5 stock. You can go run 2.5 mod there, but
We'll
I
still
don't.
be going for the
I mean, if
challenge.
some other,
Oh yeah,
yeah, I mean, if some other 2.5 stocks running Hondas show up to run mod, then yeah, have
yeah,
a class.
yeah. That'll be good.
But
Yeah, I don't
what
know.
else is?
I don't know. I don't know if the HRL format A to Z is the only way to sell. I mean, they do good. They don't get me wrong. They're phenomenal. They do probably the best than anyone else right now, but I don't know. Maybe their format's good. I wouldn't say everything is. Brockville hurts my back still just thinking about it.
I don't know.
Eddie,
Shit.
Eddie, a 1 liter mod will not destroy a 2.5 stock 10 times out of 10. You got to think if you have a full field, you have 5 Hondas and you have 5 1 liter mods, that 1 liter mod is not going to run around everyone. I mean, it might, but I don't think it will. I don't think it will. But here's again. You know, the APBA always wants to put classes on probation and stuff for lack of boat count. I think 1 liter mods need to be put on probation, and I mean, I think eventually you're going to start getting 1 liter mods switched over to Hondas anyway because you know they want a class to run. They have 9 times out of 10 they don't have a class to run. They already have a gearbox, so there's a major cost to switching over that you would need with the Honda that they already have. So put a Honda in it.
I say you don't combine them. I just say you put on a good show, and eventually, I think you're gonna get one that's like, screw it, why not? And quite frankly, that class is not in a position to lose a boat.
Eddie, I ran with a 1 liter mod before that had a 2 stroke at a race, and I mean, yeah, it was faster, but I mean, it wasn't what you're making it sound out to be. I mean, yeah, they're fast, but I mean, you put a 1 liter mod in lane 5, the it might catch you by the start finish line, but I mean, it'd be a good race, but it's not going to be blowing them away like you think.
Hell yeah, Woody, love that.
Woody, Kyle says he's going to start working on his e-bike, start greasing it up, getting ready for that e-bike
Shit, I gotta get an
championship
e-bike.
race at Cambridge.
I ain't
And I
winning
think
nothing on
I
Dad's
think
scooter.
Bob has his new outfit for this e-bike race.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Man, you guys are just
It's got to stay
wrong.
safe.
The helmet, that's awesome, dude.
The helmet, the goggles, everything.
The 1 liter mod halls have a little bit less of a bow rise. I don't know if the brake is in the same spot as from a mod to a stock, you know, the brake on the bottom in the center section. They are a lot lighter. But I mean, their engines are a lot lighter too. So I think once you switch over, it would help. If you switched over to the Honda, it would help get you to that weight limit, and you'd have some weight to play around with to balance the boat out. We need that on the t-shirt. No, there's already a t-shirt with me on it. We don't need any more.
The
No, I think we still need it on a t-shirt.
Looks good, Bob,
Wipes if
but
you're
no
watching.
rope. Jesus. Good thing Bipes isn't on here.
Oh, he'll see
Say
it
that
at some
now.
point. So
He'll
you
go
pass your dunk
back.
test, Bob?
What's that?
So you pass your dunk test?
Yeah. Why wouldn't I?
I don't know. Just had to make sure. Never know.
Yeah, I passed it. Oh, jeez. Yep.
Shit.
Yeah. So.
I was very thrilled. I don't know why I was expecting that pool to be warm. Just walked in 7:15 in the morning. It was not warm at all.
Sounds about right.
How many boats be at the HRL Cambridge and race to race?
60 to 70 or 55 to 65, something like that, I think.
I don't know how many's in 2.5.
Or
F,
usually I think we're
skiffs
usually
and
60 to 70 boats every week.
yeah, I ran in New Martinsville. I ran there I think 2 maybe 3 years until they stopped having it. I think their last year they had it was 2003 or 2004. So I raced there a couple times. They gave a trophy out, the World Cup. I think it was called the World Trophy or something. And it came down to 2 drivers who scored the most points through the weekend. It came between me and my uncle, and I actually beat my uncle for something for a change. So that was pretty cool. But I remember good old New Martinsville. We were sitting there talking to some girls, and me and my buddy Jimmy McMullen, we're like, "What do you guys do in this town?" They're like, "Hang out at Walmart, go to Pizza Hut."
Sounds
Nice.
great.
Yeah. Oh, it was a cool little race, though. Actually, our grandmother, oh, you guys don't even know this, she got knocked out in a skiff in New Martinsville.
Fuck.
When she got tossed out of it.
No, she was riding with Uncle George, and they hit a bad hole, and he kept going, and he looked over, and her head's just going like this. So he
Damn.
pulled over, and he stopped, and then tried to wave everyone down. They wouldn't stop the race, so he jumped in the water. They threw the red flag, and then they put her in an ambulance and carted her out of there.
Damn. Skiffs, man. They used to be just out of control, didn't they?
Well, right now the plan for the TKO GP 35, we're running the challenge. I believe what we're doing is running Guntersville, Madison, Valleyfield, Tri-Cities, and Seattle. Don't hold that against me. No, I think I definitely know we're doing the 3 races of the challenge. I don't know. Was I not supposed to say that?
Dude, I don't know.
I don't know. You guys are staring at me like I just said something.
I don't know what
wrong.
the GP schedule is.
Oh, well, I don't really know what the GP schedule is. That's what I think we're going to do. I'm not 100% sure.
We posted.
Was that responding to Ben?
Yeah. I don't really know what we're doing. Ronnie just texts me about NASCAR these days. It's NASCAR season, so we bet on the NASCAR every weekend.
S35 will be at all 6 HRL races.
Tonawanda is on the wrong date to go this year. I'm just kidding. No, I mean, if the 35 goes out west, you won't be able to make it back.
Jimmy Stewart said he's asking for 12 plus skiffs in Cambridge from
That would be
HRL.
awesome. That would be awesome. Well, they had what, like 8 or 9 last year, I think, as it was.
Ben LeMay, I don't want to dive too deep into the whole thing, but I don't know. Stuff will eventually come out, I guess. But right now we're focusing on the challenge, and
GP is a class.
Well, will fall into place from there.
Yeah. So I don't know if anything has been announced or anything like that, but we'll let the powers to be to do that if they want. Can I confirm the skiff request? Though. Skiff request.
He said, "I can."
Confirm. Oh, I can confirm the skiff request.
Learn to read.
Oh, I'm nearsighted and it's far away. It's
like it's 2 feet in front of you.
It's way over here. I have it way
You're supposed to see buoys.
Buoys.
He clearly doesn't.
Sean Ballinger, you cannot destroy a T-boat if you raced against it. I'm just kidding, bud. I'm just kidding.
Did you see how he started the podcast?
What's that?
He said Sean Bowser to like win a single heat or something in 2025. Just started out the podcast roasting himself. Love the energy.
Unfortunately, Rhonda, that race is not happening again this year. We very disappointed. We were hoping that that race would take off because everyone wants that race back, but it just is not happening. Oh, Sean, we got to figure out when to get you on the podcast, bud. You got to talk about Decatur. But yeah, let's bring up Decatur a little bit. That's the Eastern Divisionals this year.
Yeah.
So
I think
great thing
for nationals next year.
Yeah, great thing about
the may have already been awarded it. I don't know how that shit works.
Possibly. Great thing about Decatur is that the location is spot on for, east going the east coming to Decatur, the west coming to Decatur. Practically Midwest is already there, but generally years past, Decatur's always been what are you talking about, Connor? I drove my truck today. I'll drive it again tomorrow. But no, Decatur's always got phenomenal turnout. Tons of boats love racing there. What I miss we're watching Decatur. The K boats used to go there. The K racing runabouts, yeah, dude, they'd get honking on that course.
I just got to point out Greg Kreitzer's comment. That's some A+ stuff right there. I don't know if I can read it out loud, but
oh yeah, I agree. Kreitzer. What was that place we went to?
Scary.
Yeah.
So, do we got anything else on this little agenda?
We're just trying to freeball it because we don't have Brandon here.
I sent you guys literally a list of 7 things, and neither
That's
of
what
you
I just
have it.
asked.
Well, you're supposed to. How many LSs are running this year in boats?
I don't know where we're at. You guys just started.
I know one boat is, Rochelle Hill's running the LS. I hear another 350 out west might be going to it. I know a 350 in HRL has already bought everything, and I believe they're going to the dyno. And that's all I know. There might be someone else trying it. Jesus Christ. We're losing it in the chat, guys. Oh.
Both we had. I think both announcements were this week. The lineup. I mean, Madison's had their lineup out for a while, but Valleyfield came out with theirs for their concert festival. Both got pretty good lineups.
Did I have it messed up? K-Dub just asked if GPs are coming back to Seattle. I could have swore it said Seattle on the list. Is that wrong, or am I talking too much again?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I have no clue. So out west, there's Tri-Cities in Seattle, right? And I believe both were supposedly putting on GPs this year, or maybe. I'm not sure.
That's what they said. I don't know.
Is the new Pro Hydro class in HRL essentially the G&H class?
Yes, it is G&H, just Pro Hydro. Just like 2.5 is F boats, and in APBA you have S boats. Yeah, I mean, there's. The funny thing is, this is what I don't understand. I mean, I understand why he can't run that boat, but Cal Fibbs is driving the Pro V boat up in HRL.
Yeah.
I don't think it's rumored. The HRL.
Oh no, he is, but he has the GNH, the 2 hot, which would come out and blow any GNH or Pro V away. That boat is so freaking fast, but the only reason he can't run it in HRL is because it's an open cockpit. Yeah, it has the old cockpit in it, but that thing is stupid fast. Seattle is tentative. So anyway, anything other interesting news? We really need Brandon here to keep us together, boys.
Oh no, we've made it to about an hour. That's not
Yeah.
not
What
horrible.
we need to just have Bob shut the comments off on his side.
The
So you can
comments are
stop trying to read them.
nice. I mean, you got to engage with your
Oh,
audience.
they're great. You just spend about 45 seconds reading a 4-word comment.
No, that's because I'm reading other comments and then I comment on one comment.
So not just dyslexia.
I'm dyslexic.
Yeah.
We know this.
There's more than that, is what we're establishing. So, do we want to go? Did you say we're going over lineups, Kyle, or no?
We don't have to go over the lineups. I was just making the point that both released pretty good lineups. We've talked in the past about races that can have music festivals, and it helps create a good crowd and a good atmosphere and turns the event into something more that keeps people around and coming back the next day.
Definitely.
Madison's lineup's really cool. I again, I'm not super familiar with all of the bands up in Canada. I know a lot of people up there are really excited about what Valleyfield has coming. But Dustin Lynch, Randy Houser is going to be really fun at Madison.
One thing I know that came out of this weekend up having the Region 6 meeting. Region 6 is getting a new clock. I believe they're going with the Acu clock from JF, I think's his name. But
yeah,
they got that money together for that, and will be cool to have an updated clock that we can get parts for, and it's also going to be the Acu clock, so you can hook up through that just like up in HRL. And I don't know, I don't use clocks, so it's cool for some people.
I swear to God, you did more heats where I just counted you down from the clock this year than you actually had a clock in the boat.
I don't use the clock even if it was in the boat, so hey, it worked pretty well. I don't know how I randomly found it, but I found the qualifier from Hampton today on YouTube from Kyle Davenport's GoPro. And
you want to know how it worked? Because I was sitting there counting you down from 35 seconds.
It works great. Just keep counting.
I'll be right back, boys.
Just don't stop counting, I'll
Shit's obnoxious though, because there's very few, if any, race sites where I can sit there and actually watch you coming around for the start, but also sit there and look at the clock and count down for you. So I'm sitting there going like this for 35 seconds.
Just breaking.
Like, you better be going, because I'm not going to help you, because I have no idea where you're at.
Yeah.
Hampton was cool though. That's probably my favorite race to do radios from, or radios for.
That's sweet.
That's such a good place to watch a boat race.
Yeah, it's not super high up, but you at least got like 15, 20 feet above the water, especially earlier.
It's like high enough to where you get a different vantage point, but not
later.
High enough to where like the boats are far away. Still right there.
Yeah, it's cool because it does seem like quite a bit longer of a course, but you still can see just about everything the whole time. I don't know, I'll stand on it. That's one of my favorite courses.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jamie. What a rough crowd. Jesus.
You draw them, Bob.
Yeah, I know. I'll bring the crowd in. How many we got? We got 38. See? Generally it's like around 32. 40. See? 41? What? Yeah, I'm telling you. We're doing good. Bobby, get the Thano snapped. Man, these people.
Just mute the comments, dude. Jesus.
Oh, it's interesting. So, what are we going to talk about?
We were just talking about Hampton.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's tentative now, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Hopefully they can get
that figured out. That was fun. I hadn't been to that race in a long time other than this year. It's the first time back in a while.
Yeah, Hampton's a pretty cool race.
Yeah.
generally always nice water. Um, it's fun. The Lee's always put a good show on there and that stuff. Maybe talk about something.
Bob knows the sky's really pretty.
Yeah.
The water tower up close looks
Hey,
really
you can
nice.
definitely set some height records there. I can tell you that. Oh,
I didn't
I
really.
hear Greg Kreitzer might not Greg Kreitzer. Greg Isaac might be running HRL with his boat with his
That'd
national
be
mod
cool.
in the V
That'd be
class.
cool. Hopefully, I can get a reasonably competitive field of those running just as an extra part of the show.
Yeah.
I don't know. You guys got anything else to add?
Oh, I think that's about it for me.
I'm tired. I just got home right before this.
Yeah.
Yeah. October 4th and 5th is Caesars Creek. So that means Greg's putting it back on. That no one's been to Caesars Creek. It's a big fast course. Um, Greg Kreitzer puts it on. It's a fun course. You know, you're right there at the water. Right, the course is right in front of the pits. Back in a state park, I believe it's a state park. I don't know. Is it like a? I don't know if it's a man-made lake or not, but it's fun. You guys are a lively bunch, man. I tell you that. Lively bunch.
It's kind of hard when you're just having a conversation with the comment section the whole damn time.
I mean, jump in on this. I mean, it is Brandon Kennedy. Chasin Tails needs a website manager. We suck at this trying to update it now, and it's a struggle. We pay beer and jokes. All right.
I don't know. I don't really got anything else to add.
It's we are dead middle of winter. There ain't a damn thing to talk about. I mean, it'll be interesting what they say in this H1 meeting. See what they do to liven up their show a little bit.
Yeah.
U40 seats still open. Who's going to get that? I say bring back Jimmy Shane. Put Taylor Evans in it. The crew chief. He'll do good too. Something like that. Daryl Strong, I believe, is coming on next week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Talk about
so.
the changes in H1 and what to expect and what this year is going to look like. So that's pretty cool. Daryl has been a driving force in boat racing since he's gotten in. He runs 2 unlimited hauls. He took over H1. Is trying to steer that in a good direction. He's putting kids in 1 liter stocks. He's sponsored boats, up and down the West Coast and the East Coast, and he's a good guy to have around the sport. He's passionate. Him and his wife are passionate about it, and so it's going to be good to have him on next week and just see his thoughts of the state of the sport, the state of H1, and what do we expect to see in the future and coming in 2025. So that'll be interesting. He'll be on next week and see what happens.
Yeah, I see that being a good episode. Hopefully, we get some good information. We do a lot of speculating about H1 because we don't hear a lot of, official information. But hopefully, we should be able to get some more insight to what's going on next week.
Yeah. It'll be cool. It'll be interesting to see what they're talking about with the rules tonight. Are they going to side lanes? They're going to side lanes, or are they fighting for lanes still? I don't know.
Get some of that Chasin Tails breaking news, maybe.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Maybe Daryl will announce something tomorrow to next week. That'd be cool.
Yeah. No doubt.
All right.
So, sorry we're a little boring, but we are in the middle of the season where nothing is happening. There's nothing exciting going on. And we might just have to have a Chasin Tails beer night coming here shortly.
We need to get the Chasin Tails Sim League going.
Chasin Tails Sim League. Yeah, some people's been asking me about that. We might have to get that rolling.
We should get it rolling like ASAP because testing tunes in like 2 months.
Yeah, we'll get that rolling, and maybe we can live stream a race and get someone on to announce it and show these people what Hydro Sim on the computer is about.
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Excel Master. How about you start putting one together so we can get like a registration going for it? We'll get it posted like tomorrow or the day after.
To create one of those, you literally have to give 3 column names.
You got it.
Illiterate.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh yeah, Jeff Bernard. Well, I think we already announced that Jeff Bernard's driving Unlimited for Rob Graham.
Yeah, we announced
He's
that like
back in his old seat. He used to drive that boat, so that's pretty cool to see him back in it. He'll definitely mix it up. Taylor Evans, TJ says, yeah, I already said Taylor Evans drive the U40. He'll be a good fit. Crew chief, the driver. But
all right.
But
think that about.
Yeah, that wraps it up. We're just blabbering here. I
Yeah.
have nothing to talk about.
You said the same thing a couple times.
I mean, we can turn on old boat racing videos, sit there and watch that. Or
That's what YouTube's for, brother.
I'm tired. When I get tired, I just blabber.
Yeah.
So,
well, thanks everybody for watching episode 40. Definitely tune in next week. We'll have Daryl Strong on, talk about the the current environment in H1, some plans moving forward, hopefully, and definitely should be a good episode to watch and keep checking out the page for more content. And we'll see y'all in 7 days.
See you guys. Have a good week, good weekend, good night. See you.
Do not say anything.
Blah 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 blah.